The Victorian period, spanning the better part of the 19th century, was marked by a complex interplay of societal norms, cultural practices, and the nuances of human emotions. Amidst the opulent elegance and societal rigidity of the era, a peculiar and poignant tradition emerged, shedding light on the intricate ways in which people navigated grief and memory. In this era of elaborate etiquette and somber rituals, the practice of post-mortem photography emerged as a poignant testament to the unique relationship between life, death, and the preservation of memory. During an age defined by its strict adherence to decorum and propriety, the idea of photographing loved ones after death might seem macabre by modern standards. However, it was precisely this period's cultural intricacies and deeply entrenched perceptions of mortality that led to the rise of such a practice. In an era where mortality was a palpable presence and death often struck close to home due to diseases and limited medical advancements, Victorians grappled with a profoundly different relationship with mortality than we do today. This practice, known as post-mortem photography or mourning photography, was born out of a deep desire to capture a lasting image of the departed before they were consigned to the realm of memory. Families dressed their deceased relatives in their finest garments, often using elaborate arrangements of pillows and other supports to create the illusion of vitality. The subjects were then posed in lifelike positions, sometimes surrounded by cherished possessions or family members, and photographed. While this might strike modern sensibilities as macabre or unsettling, it was a reflection of the prevailing attitude toward death during the Victorian era. In this age, death was not the taboo subject it has become in contemporary times. Rather, it was a natural and inevitable part of life, frequently confronted and acknowledged. People were deeply attuned to the ephemerality of existence, and capturing an image of a loved one after they had passed was seen as an act of both remembrance and acceptance. These photographs were often displayed prominently in family homes, serving as visual mementos that allowed the bereaved to maintain a connection with their departed loved ones. The Victorian fascination with post-mortem photography extended beyond mere remembrance. It also carried an air of sentimentality and even reverence for the deceased. By depicting the deceased in such a lifelike manner, families were able to create a tangible link to the departed, providing solace and a sense of continued presence in a world where the deceased had physically departed. The images were not meant to be morbid, but rather an extension of the elaborate mourning practices of the time, serving as a visual representation of grief and devotion. While modern sensibilities might lead us to view this practice with a mixture of curiosity and unease, it's crucial to understand it within the context of its time. The Victorian period was a crucible of evolving ideas about life, death, and the afterlife, and post-mortem photography was a reflection of the era's unique intersection of emotion, social norms, and technological advancement. As we look back on this historical practice, we're presented with a window into a world where death was embraced as a part of life, and where the boundaries between the living and the departed were blurred in the pursuit of keeping memories alive. The practice of photographing the deceased in lifelike poses might appear strange or unsettling to our contemporary sensibilities, but it serves as a poignant reminder that human expressions of grief and remembrance are deeply influenced by the cultural and societal contexts in which they unfold.